are you doing in my swamp? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2018 movie Mowgli Legend of the Jungle. This is a Netflix movie that came out a couple years ago that I had wanted to see back when it came out, but I didn't have Netflix at the time, and so I decided I'd go ahead and give it a shot. And I thought this was a pretty decent movie. It was a lot better than I was expecting it to be. It pretty much follows the story of Mowgli, and he's raised by wolves, and the tiger Shere Khan is wanting to destroy him, and pretty much it's him trying to get away from this tiger. It's not a lot different than other versions we've had of this movie. There's been tons of versions from Disney. Like they've had like I think five or six Jungle Book movies. This one's not Disney though. It was done by Warner Brothers, and it's directed by Andy Serkis, and I think he did a really good job directing it. And Kelly Cloves wrote it, and I think she did a really good job writing it. But the movie is just pretty much your typical Jungle Book story, although I think this one is like one of the ones that's more true to the story and actually follows the story of the Jungle Book part of Mowgli's story a little bit better. But I think all the characters in here are really well done. And the voice cast is pretty good. It has a really solid voice cast. Christian Bale does the voice of Bagheera, and he's really good. I was really surprised with that. He put a lot of emotion and effort into his voice acting in that one, because he had done voice acting before in a movie, Pocahontas, and I felt like his voice acting in Pocahontas was just alright. But this movie, he puts a lot of emotion into it, and I thought he was really good in this. Andy Serkis does the voice of Baloo, and while I like Andy Serkis, I have nothing against him and everything, but I didn't care too much for him as Baloo. But I think my main reasoning is because of the fact that he sounds too much like Caesar, and it just, to me, it didn't work. Like hearing Caesar's voice come out of Baloo, it just felt weird. Kate Blanchett does the voice of Call the Snake, and I thought she was absolutely terrible. Like to me, she was one of the big negatives for this movie. Her voice acting just was not very good. I didn't think she fit the role very well, and I just didn't think she was very good. But the rest of the voice cast was all pretty good too. Andy Serkis' son was even in here. He did the voice of one of the little wolves in this movie. I can't remember the wolf's name. I think it was Boo or something like that. But he did a good job, and all the rest of the voice cast did pretty good too. Rowan Chand plays Mowgli, and I think he was okay, but I think Noel Sethi from the 2016 version was a lot better as Mowgli. And I thought that Rowan Chand was alright. There were parts of it where his acting was really pretty good, and then there was parts of it where it was just not very good. But, I mean, with him being a kid actor, I can kind of give him an exception. Jonathan Reese is in here. He plays a hunter that lives in the man village that likes to hunt for sports, and I remember him being in the book and some of the other versions I've seen of this, and I thought he did a decent job too. It's not really a likable character, but the guy does a good job playing him, and he kind of has this weird charm to him, kind of like he did in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. He kind of wasn't real likable in that movie, but as the movie progressed, he became more likable. Where this one, the more it progressed, he actually became more unlikable, if that makes sense. But I thought he was good. Frida Pinto plays Masua, who's like the woman that kind of is taking care of Mowgli in the Man Village, and she's good and everything. I've seen her in other movies. I think she's a really great actress, but she was just really underutilized in this movie. I think they could have done so much more with her, but she was good enough. But as far as like the look of this movie, like the cinematography is really good and everything, but there are parts of it where it looks really, really bad. Like the CGI is terrible. The motion capture is really gives it that uncanny valley feel to it at times, and the visuals just are not very good, especially if you compare them to the visuals from the 2016 movie, which I'm trying not to compare them too much because this movie's not even anything like the 2016 version as far as style and the way it's meant to be. But like Caw, I thought looked absolutely horrible, and a lot of the other animals did too, but especially Caw. And I thought Blue didn't look very good either, and Shere Khan didn't look very good. Oh yeah, and Benedict Cumberbatch does the voice of Shere Khan. I thought he was pretty good too, although kind of like with Andy Serkis on Blue, his voice, it sounded so much like Smog in this movie. It just didn't really fit. I like could hear Smog's voice in Shere Khan's scenes and everything, and there were even times where there was like a little bit hint of the Grinch in there too. It just didn't sound right, but I thought he was okay as Shere Khan. Not terrible, but he definitely was not as good as I was hoping he was going to be. He was one of the reasons why I was looking forward to this movie as much as I was. But yeah, this was a good movie. It was a lot better than I expected it to be, though. I had my problems with it, mainly with the CGI, and some of the acting and voice acting wasn't really that great, but it had a lot of really good moments, and the PG-13 rating I think also helped it too, because there's some really intense moments in this movie, and that they were able to add a little bit more, make it a little bit darker and more violent than other versions we've seen of the story. And I know a lot of people didn't like that because they said it made the tone all over the place, and I can see that in some points, because there are some parts of it, like with Boo, the little wolf, like they were trying, it was like they were trying to appeal to kids, but this movie's not really aimed at kids either. And so I can get the tone thing that a lot of people complain about. It didn't bother me as bad as I thought it was going to. I was afraid that this movie was going to be a really big mess, but I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot better than I expected, and it was a good movie. I don't know that I'd want a sequel to it, or I doubt we ever will get one, but I don't really think it's good enough for a sequel, but it was a good movie. A decent retelling of The Jungle Book. There's been so many other versions that are better than this one, but there's also versions that are way, way worse than this too, so but I'd give Mowgli Legend of the Jungle a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was a really good movie, but it's not like a great movie. It was fun to watch, and it's not one that I probably am going to want to revisit very often, maybe every once in a while. But let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.